Hi everyone, Heather Hartwick Gladden, Certified Zentangle Teacher, here with a Tangle Quickie. We're recently having an online discussion on the Tangle Addicts Community Facebook about this Tangle NZeppel, and I thought, I should just go on and make a quickie demo on this Tangle. So I'm using a bijou tile, and NZeppel starts off with a grid. So, and I'm going to go border to border. Yeah, I am. And I'm going to start off with 3 lines. I like to start in the middle and work my way to either side. And this one, I'm doing this one just a little bit curvy because I thought it would be fun. Actually, this one, I better do that line this way because I get that curve in the hand there and want to keep it. I usually like to draw, for this one, for some reason, I like to do this one with a straight grid, but I thought this would be fun. All right, now, once you have your square grid, then we're going to make diagonal lines. This I like to do from intersection to intersection, and because it's curvy, and this is why I find it helpful to do things intersection to intersection, then it kind of makes up for however, if your grid ends up a little bit wonky, then it makes up for that because you're just focusing intersection to intersection. And then you're doing like I do, where you end up having, partial boxes. You just have to make up where it is and go from there. All right, once you have it the one direction, then we're going to do diagonals going the other direction. And again, intersection to intersection is the best way to think about it, as I've found. It's one of those everybody has their own way of doing things. I just like to share mine because if it's helpful, then that's great. All right, so again, intersection to intersection, and there we go. So this tangle, if you think about bubbles, that's the best way to think about it. And this is one of the few rare ones that we actually trace over the grid. So I'm going to go over the grid here. And if you think about a bubble, it's not going to fit into a corner squarely. It's going, it kind of rounds out the edge. So that's what we're going to do. So you have to kind of, like I said, channel your inner bubble and then you can see how that works. And we'll see if I can get, I just want to give you the idea here. And I might end up finishing this one later. The bijou tiles are so nice because you can do a nice mono tangle like this on them and have a lot of fun. But as you fill in all of these spaces, it just really has a really neat effect. And when I get to these edges, I just kind of like doing the hollowbow technique. I just lift up my pen. I'm not trying to squish a bubble in here. It's like it's gone off the page. Let me do some more of these full ones because then you really get the idea. Let me get here square on the camera. And sometimes like that, they don't always line up, and that's okay too. Because those that have, if you are a seasoned tangler, and if you're not a seasoned tangler, I'm going to tell you that there's no such thing as a mistake in Zentangle. If you come to some of my sessions, I talk about course corrections. We have a number of them that you can use if you are not happy with how your tangle is turning out. But I think I can get, I would get at least a majority of these. But after a while, you kind of get in the groove of this. This is a really nice tangle if you are looking to utilize Zentangle for its meditative benefits and mindfulness benefits, because you can just kind of lose yourself in this and really focusing in on your pen, on the lines, and going slow. Going slow is always helpful. But then to work to not get stressed out if it's, if it's not going well. And that's why we practice it. You find a tangle that you like, and, try it over and over again. And then listen to, a number of different certified teachers, because everyone has a little bit different way of explaining things, and something might just hit you the right way, and then you'll have a little light bulb moment, and that's good. That's what we want. But again, just kind of going slow and tracing over those lines. And say also, when you're tracing over the lines, that is kind of a built-in course correct, because then you can, if you have a little gap because the pen let loose of that line a little bit, well, when you go over it the second time, you can, like I said, you can course correct it. But as you can see, and I said I have these little edges here, but doesn't that create such a neat pattern? And now questions were asked, well, can you color all this stuff in? Of course you can. If you want to, if you want to do that, it makes for a neat look as well. And for some people will ask, well, what about shading? You could do the whole perimeter if you wanted to. A lot of times what I like to do is, let's see in which direction. Let me try just here. This is one of those. It just depends on kind of what mood or how it speaks to me. But at the moment, this is how it is speaking to me. And let me get a tortillon. And I like to do like a little swoosh, a little curve line. Sometimes just on one side. And sometimes it's always on that side, or, I might mix it up. It doesn't matter. But it just kind of makes it neat. Yeah, makes it just, I don't know, it brings them to life a little bit, and it's just super, super cool. So that's one way of doing NZeppel. Now, let me share a second way. So this was more of a straight grid, and and you have the little bubbles, we'll call them, are more even. The second way of doing it is just completely random. So I'm going to take a deep breath, because those that know me, it's like the random, what I call spontaneous creativity is a challenge for me, and that's what I continually work on. And so this one, we're just going to do random lines. Oops, I didn't mean to. Well, you can do them curvy if you like. I'm going to add some, things in between here. And again, this is, it's just strictly random. There we go. I'm going to leave it at that for now. Then the same idea. We're drawing these bubbles in. This one, and depending on how your lines come out, you might end up with some corners that are more broad or more narrow. So it gives it a completely different look. Like this one, so this, is the angle is wide. So you just have to be careful, because you want to have a little bit of, of a gap here. And again, working to go slow. Still tracing those lines. But this is nice, because then you can have different sizes. And like I said, I've done this where I have done this, and then I decided as I'm doing it, oh, that piece is a little bit too big, so I'm gonna, and that's, I'm gonna just draw a line there, and I have done that. But let's only get the good portion of this here, so that way then you can see how neat this turns out. Sorry, I was getting a little bit off my camera screen there. so hard to pay attention to both things. You just kind of get all, you know, into the tangling, and it's like, oh yeah, that's right. I am doing this on a video. And there we go. So let's see. This big gap here just we have to do something with that. It will say, and too, you also might end up with like a rectangle or just other odd shapes. And and if I go off the page like that, or off the tile, I should say. So that's kind of neat. Put it in the center there. Neat. 2 ways to do NZeppel. I think I might, might have to just continue these kind of off. I can't have that. I can't have that this border just kind of hanging out there. I have to do something. So there we have it. 2 NZeppels and a lot of fun to be had with this tangle. So hope you enjoyed. If you have questions, leave them in the comments below, or come visit me on tangleaddicts.com, which has other step outs, links to Facebook page, classes, Zentangle supplies, and all of that. So have a good rest of your day or night, whatever the case may be, and happy tangling.